Is it on?
It's on.
Welcome to Joe Family Farm. So I made this delicious bowl of mac and cheese right here. And I have milk right here too.
What kind of milk is that?
Goat milk. And
is it good?
yeah, and I love goat milk because milk from goats is really healthy too. And we have some cookies here, and they're really spicy, but not only when you like eat them. And the goat milk is right by the cookies. And so that's why I love milk so much. and when you dip the cookies into your milk, it tastes very good. So you guys can try it too if you want to, but if you don't want to, that's fine. And if you don't want to try mac and cheese, that's fine. But I like it because I always eat it. It's very good.
All right. Hi everybody. Hope you like my little granddaughter's introduction. She wanted to do that. But anyway, I thought today I'd make some biscuits. My daughters have been asking me to make the recipe, and I got dogs in the back barking. Sorry about the noise. They've been wanting me to make my biscuit recipe so they can, you know, pull it up and watch it, and when they make biscuits, so they get, you know, they both are very good cooks, but they want to make my recipe. So here we go. All right. So what I have in here is 2 cups of just plain flour, and then to that I'm going to add 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to add a half of a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to whisk that up. Okay. Then to that, I'm going to cut in some vegetable shortening. I've got a good, maybe a little more than 1/4 of a cup. It's a big heaping cup. It's 1/4 of a cup, but it's heaping. It's like a little bit over. I didn't scrape it across like this to make it completely even, so it's kind of mounded up a little bit. So more than 1/4 of a cup. Use a fork here. I like to use a fork better. Mashes it in there a little bit better. You can use a pastry masher. I don't know what you call it. You know what I'm talking about. A pastry gadget. All right. You just mix all that up. Kind of get those little pieces about pea size. All right. Goat's milk. You can use whole milk. 2% skim. You can use buttermilk. I usually use buttermilk, but I don't have any. And I know you can make buttermilk with vinegar, but I'm just going to make it out of goat milk today. Just make a kind of a little well and just start pouring it in there. I'm not sure exactly how much milk. I don't know how to measure it. For this recipe, you just mix it up in a little well. Just keep adding a little bit more milk. You don't want it to get, you want to do a little at a time and pull this flour in as you go around the circle. Some people like to use their hands. I just like to use a fork. But you just keep pulling the dough from around the sides and keep pulling it in towards the middle. Just add your milk on the side. I don't know if you can see this, but just keep going around in a circle like that and keep pulling your flour into your dough ball. I'll just keep adding a little bit of milk. until I use up all my flour. That's just how I do it. All right. You don't want to make it where the dough's real dry, but you don't want it to be soupy either. It's kind of a hard thing to explain, but you don't want it where it sticks to your hands, but you don't want it so dry till it won't hold together either. I'm gonna get a little bit more flour to put around the edges. I just sprinkle some flour around the edges just so I can kind of like ball it up a little bit. Most of the time I just use self-rising flour, and then I just add the lard to it, or the Crisco, whatever you use, vegetable shortening to it, and the milk. So then what I do is I cook mine in a cast iron skillet, and I just grease it up real good. Wash my hands already. Get a little bit more flour and put it on the side just so I can put my hands in it when I'm dipping. I just get a little piece of biscuit and just pinch it off. A little bit of dough. Just kind of put it in that flour that I had on the side of the bowl. Now you can roll this out and cut them into little biscuits if you want to. This is just how I do it. I just roll them around until they're like a little, kind of a little puck-like looking thing. And I just lay it in my pan. Just pinch me off another little piece, and I'll put it in that flour over there that I have on the side. Roll it out again. Okay. Well, you can see that the dough is not really sticky, but it's real pliable. It's not dry. So this is how you kind of want it to feel like Play-Doh. That's about the consistency that you want it in, about like Play-Doh. Okay. Alright, I'll just keep making these little biscuits here till I get my pan full. And then I'm going to stick them in the oven. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And that you bake them on there until the tops are nice and brown. And then if you want to, after they're just about done, they're a little bit brown, you can you can have some melted butter ready, or you can just have a stick of butter and just kind of rub it on the top of your biscuits and stick them back in the oven and let them finish browning. And that's really good. I'll kind of show you how to do that once we get to that part. As you can see, this makes a pretty good sized pan of biscuits. And that's all you do. And then the only other thing that I do is I put a little bit of flour on my hand right here, and I just go across and kind of mash them down a little bit. And that's it. Those biscuits are ready for the oven. Okay, I'll come back when they're cooked, or right before they finish cooking, and we'll put some butter on them. Okay, so here they are. They've been in the oven for 15 minutes. And you can see they're not brown yet, so I'm going to take just a little piece of butter, and I'm just going to kind of rub it over the top of them, each one of them. Then I'm going to stick it back in the oven for another 10 minutes and let them get nice and brown. All right. Okay, so our biscuits are done and they're out of the oven and they look really good, smell good. I'm going to take one out of here. Let's set this back over on the stove. And there's what it looks like. They're a little thinner, not real thick biscuits. The crust is pretty, you can hear that. It's crispy on the bottom, soft on the top. So we're going to open this. I'm going to try to set it up here where you can see better. Alright, I'm going to open it up. These are good in the summertime with some tomatoes on them from the garden and really good with ham on them. I'll put a little bit of butter on here. And I got some homemade blueberry jam I'm going to put on it. But that's it. That's how you make biscuits. And like I said, if you don't want to use plain flour, you can use self-rising flour, and you just omit the salt and the baking powder. And that's it. It's delicious. Tastes just like Grandma's. Not really. Grandma's was a whole lot better. But these are not too bad. Anyway, if you like the content of this, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Count your blessings. Bye.